Hi, I'm Ryan Goddard.
I'm Heidi Goddard.
And we are here in Maui, Hawaii, in the upcountry town called Kula. We live here with 12 kids. We have 16 total. 4 of them are married, 2 of them are foster kids that we're hoping to adopt. And we have 4 grandchildren.
6. Yeah. And 1 on the way, so,
6.
7.
I'm a great grandpa.
He is actually a really good grandpa.
6.
He just can't count, I guess. Oh! So we wanted to make this video just to kind of show a little bit about ourselves before we upload some Bible studies that we've been having with the kids. Just been asking them how they feel about things and their take on things, and hoping that somebody watches it and is inspired.
I read the Faith Checkbook for this morning. I thought it would be really cool to kind of go over as a family. And just I had a couple questions I would ask that I asked myself and came up with some quick answers. And I wanted to ask you guys, I'm just going to read through it, but then I want to ask you guys these questions. And then what does that mean to you? Because there's some general ideas in here, but they can be really specific if we let them, like something that we could do. Anyway, I'm going to start with this. Faith Checkbook, January 20th. It's called The Overcomer. It says, "To him who overcomes, I will grant to eat the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God." Revelation 2:7. "No man should turn his back in the way of battle or refuse to go to the holy war. We must fight if we would reign, and we must continue the warfare until we overcome every enemy. Or else this promise is not for us, since it is only for him who overcomes. We are to overcome the false prophets who have come into the world, along with all the evils that accompany their teaching. We are to overcome our own weakness of heart and tendency to turn away from our first love. Read all of the Spirit's word to the church at Ephesus, Revelation 2:1-7. If by grace we win the day, as we will if we truly follow our conquering leader, then we will be admitted to the very center of the paradise of God. We will be permitted to pass by the cherub and his flaming sword and come to that guarded tree from which, if a man will eat, he will live forever. Genesis 3:22. We will therefore escape that endless death that is the result of sin, and we will gain that everlasting life that is the seal of innocence and the outgrowth of immortal principles of godlike holiness. Take courage. To flee the conflict will be to lose the joys of the new and better Eden, but to fight unto victory is to walk with God in paradise." So there's a lot of it's pretty old school, complicated talking how it does that, but there's some pretty simple ideas in here. So in Revelation, Jesus promises that to he who overcomes, I will grant to eat the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God. You know what you guys know what the tree of life is? Mm-hmm. So that was where, right in the middle of the garden, if Adam and Eve ate it, they would just live forever. Like it was like all they needed to live forever. But when they sinned and ate the tree that they weren't supposed to, the knowledge of good and evil, they got kicked out of the garden, so they couldn't get to that tree. So then they were going to die. So this promises that if we overcome, that we get to eat from that tree again. So what does it mean to you guys to overcome? I had 3 questions I was going to ask in this, just to make it really simple. So there's, the first question is, what in your life right now, just one thing, and I mean, I have several things I want to overcome, but what is one thing you want to overcome in that maybe has been bothering you, or that you don't feel like you've been very strong in, that you would like to overcome with Jesus? And then there's a section in here, it says, we are to overcome the false prophets who have come into the world along with all the evils that accompany their teaching. So that's kind of like some fancy language, but to me that means false prophets is things that I would trust in that's not really God. So the second question would be, is there something that you go to that you know is not right to help you get through, and you would like to exchange that with your relationship with the Lord or the Holy Spirit?
You're talking about caffeine?
Not specifically, especially no, not at all. I'm not talking about that.
Well, maybe you should be talking about that.
No way. I'm joking.
Nene thinks it's funny. Nene, you don't need caffeine, do you?
What? I think I'm going to do it.
All right, and the third question is a paragraph right after that. Says that we are to overcome our own weakness of heart and tendency to turn away from our first love. So kind of like the first one, it can be similar. We can have something we want to overcome, but then this one specifically, is there a weakness in you that causes you to not go to Jesus, to run away and to not trust him?
Like, it could be pride, or it could be maybe fear, or maybe insecurity, maybe control.
To overcome is just to not give up, right? It doesn't say like you have to have victory today. It says you have to overcome, which means that it's going to be a fight. Overcoming is not giving up. So there was a cool story, was it yesterday? In one of the devotionals about an old Chinese warrior guy named Tamerlane. And he was stuck in a old busted up building because he was surrounded by his enemies. And so to like take his attention off his bad situation,
Because he's hiding.
like the fact that he could be found at any moment and probably killed, he watched this ant try to carry a piece of corn up a wall.
Little ant.
And he counted, like it kept going and then would like fall down or drop the corn and he could fall down. So he counted, and it took him 70 times to get it up the wall.
But he
So
did it on the
69
70th time. This guy watched him. Just watched him keep doing it, keep dropping it, he counted it. 70th time, he did do it. So I was like super overcome by that because I was just thinking of the different things that we try and we fail at. And you try, 15 times.
You think you're not getting anywhere.
And then you're like, I'm never going to be able to do that. So you just stop. You tried that. That ant tried 70 times.
And one day you just are better at that.
Yeah.
You get it done. So if you guys can come up with some answers to those questions, we can talk about it later. Is that cool? Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, who wants to go first?
I can.
All right.
My first one is not being mean when I get hurt or irritated. My second one is I go to pride and being mean to others. And then the third one was it's pride and control.
So you want to overcome being proud, try to control things. So you're saying that
Okay, not right now. After we're done.
one way that you do that is if someone's mean to you, you're mean back. Instead of the old turn the other cheek thing.
Yeah.
That's not very easy to do.
But it's not impossible.
That's good. That's awesome. Thank you, Emma. Anybody else want to share?
You want to share yours? You just share the first one. The thing that you wanted to overcome. What was that?
Overcome?
Yep.
I thought get
Like-
through.
Yep, that's what
Same
that
thing.
means.
It's a fancy way of saying that.
Fighting and bullying.
Fighting and bullying. Who do you bully?
You're so little.
I don't think you really bully, but you want to not fight as much. So that's kind of like what Emma was saying, like turning the other cheek. So when someone's maybe mean to you, not just back at them. That's cool. You're gonna need the Lord's strength for that, huh?
Do you have an idea how maybe you could start practicing that?
Do you? No? You'll think about it. If you come up with an idea, then we'll come back to you, okay? Anybody else?
Yeah. My first one is not being rude to others when they're rude to me. And my second is something I go to, like when I'm mad at someone, instead of talking to the Lord about it, I will just use a Rubik's Cube
Well, like
wow.
a Rubik's Cube?
instead of...
That's pretty...
I didn't know that was some deep psychology stuff. Wow. Now pay attention to that.
I mean, I'm
Rubik's
sure
Cube.
that could probably help, too.
The Rubik's Cube's out. What's up?
Not
bro?
like Jesus can, but...
That was a cool thought.
And then the last one is overcoming being afraid of apologizing.
Ooh,
Okay.
Awesome.
Why are you afraid of apologizing?
Because you're admitting your fault. That's the worst.
I love Brandon Heath's song.
Yeah.
How to apologize. You need to listen to that one.
Now you, Honor, you got one?
Yeah, my first one is to overcome selfishness.
like,
How about you?
Snapping back.
Snapping back.
Then my second one was, I wrote, what is my false prophet? And then I wrote pride. And the third one was, what others think of me.
That's on my list.
Did you go yet?
No. That was really good, Ezra.
Super good. You want to go?
Yeah. So the thing that I want to overcome is doubting or fearing. Doubt it, because I just see sometimes when I'm doubting, it makes me slower to kind of run at what I think the Lord's asking me to do.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, baby.
Mommy got seat.
Whoa. I don't want to be slow to do something that I feel like I'm supposed to do. Like, I think doubt and fear come in, and I don't want to kind of like run at something that might put myself out there. But there's a lot of things like, with worship and with kids and even paddling, stuff like that. I feel like I am slow to move because of just being afraid. And then my second one was trust that's not in what I trust in that's not God would be people's opinions of what I'm supposed to do, or just putting weight in that. So maybe it's not everything, but I do put too much weight in that. Like letting what people think move me a different way. And then my third one, something that makes me not go to Jesus, is what I wrote down. I don't know if that's exactly what you're asking, but I guess sometimes it would be trying to figure it out on my own, or busyness. So not settling down, and because I talk to him a lot about things, especially like if I'm upset about something, I'll go to him pretty quickly, but a lot of times like to go aside and like give him time to speak to me, that is harder.
It's just next thing up. Keep trucking.
Yeah.
All right. So, not like kind of like Mama's, where I don't want to put myself out there. I don't like to be the center of attention. But I do often have ideas that are maybe kind of crazy. And so they're hard to do because I don't want to be. I don't want to stand out sometimes, but it shouldn't.
Don't want the
matter.
attention. Yeah.
No, yeah. So the false prophet thing, see if this makes sense. My false prophet would be that I can't be useful because I'm not loud or bold enough. I don't have enough personality. That's like something I've kind of maybe believed before. But then I thought of this scripture. I had to figure out where it was. It's John 12:32. Jesus says, "And if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me." I've always kind of looked at that because I think that's cool, that I don't really have to be the goal is not for me to be the center of attention. It's to make him the center of attention. But I do want to do things that do that. I think it can be hard to lift Jesus up if we always want to be in the back row,
What verse was that?
It's John 12:32. I wrote down here, he does the work, I just need to lift him up.
That's a really cool thing for each of us, lifting him up. That's makes the main thing the main thing.
Yeah. I guess what I want to overcome is being concerned about my own talent or lack thereof, instead of just trusting him and what he'll do with it. Right? Because even in the story about the talents, even the guy that didn't think he had very much or wasn't given very much, he still was supposed to do something with it. So regardless of what we think we have, we need to. He wants us to do something with it.
So we can't look at Susie over there and be like, well,
he's like a
she
rock
can
star.
totally do that because she was given all those gifts, when he has maybe given you two of the same gifts that she has. Maybe you have a lot of other ones that she doesn't have, but maybe you have two of the same gifts, and he wants you to do the same thing. He wants you to move in the same thing. So you can't look at someone that can go, build a building and be like, well, I'm not going to make my bed today because I don't have the skills to build the building. You know what I mean?
No, that's a good point. Just start with the one thing you can do.
Yeah. making our bed. We
And
can all make our
everything you
bed.
guys shared today, that's all something we can do, right? We can choose to turn the other cheek. It's really hard because we don't, it's hard to believe that the Lord will stick up for us and make it right in the end. But He promises He will. And we can not argue for our own things, and we can walk out of our old school family junk and all those things.
I think it's a really cool idea to come back in a few days and like see what we did, how we did on it, and you guys can share. Is that cool with you guys? Sharing how you did, and maybe like on Thursday or Friday or something.
That's cool.
Maybe even tomorrow night. Cool. I'm excited.
Thank you. That was awesome.